What it is, y'all, is your old boy Pilg, and this is a fantastic question and one that really does bear answering. So let's talk about this for a minute because I think a lot of people have similar concerns. Now, let's kind of address the nature of the question itself. So, number one, the question is: this person has the Festa Ryu and the Festa Otaro. Now, you guys know I really did like Festa Otaro when he dropped, and I'm going to kind of address this already. I leveled mine up to level 90, but the items wiped me out. Now, I'd already pretty much done a level 100 Artemis on top of it, and I have no regrets about Artemis whatsoever. Best unit I've ever leveled up. Shy of maybe even the Wind Bell. Fantastic unit. Love her so much. I use her in like everything. This is my most used unit by far. She is busted. But Otaro, after leveling up to level 90, I really haven't given him a very good, I guess, kind of exercise. This guy really hasn't impressed me. I've given him a lot of opportunities to. It's really good if you get him, like, leveled all the way up, and if you got somebody on top of him that can, like, you know, increase the rate at which he gets his ults and things like that. But the guy really doesn't produce any damage until he's fully leveled up, and it takes a while to get there. So really, in my experience, he's not really good in MSS. He's not really good in PvP, any kind. He's really only kind of in his own in Abyssal, and even then, in the Abyss levels, he takes a while to get there. Like, unless you've got to really, like, use him from time to time when it comes to the little goblin events where you're just basically farming for Valis and things like that. That's about the only time I really use this guy. And even though I did spend so many items to get him upgraded. So my honest answer is, and that's just me, not necessarily as a new player, but as a seasoned player who has a decent number of units at my disposal, I just don't use him that often. I'm sure you do, but I think there's going to be a point in time where you just wind up not using him very much. Personally, my opinion, my experience. Artemis, fantastic choice. Best choice out there. Even Windbell, I leveled him up to level 90. He was my very first level 90, and I like him a lot. But even at A2, he really hasn't come into his own kind of how I expected. So I use him a lot in, not my upgrades, let's go over here to Arena and go to Battle Arena. I use him a lot on my Battle Arena team. In fact, I'm at Hero rank right now. But the problem I've got is he gets taken out pretty frequently. He's my first one to go down, even over Alan. So let's grab my team here real quick. Oh, I don't have enough to do that. Setup. There we go. So obviously I've got Bell. I will change his positioning where I want him from time to time. But with two dupes in him, he's really good if he can get his ult off. But the problem is his ult takes a minute to go off. So a lot of other characters are able to like rush his ult and take him out. Now if he gets his out, it's a done deal. But his ult being a little bit slower kind of changes things. Now, obviously Alan is doing what he's doing. He's out there to make everybody else a lot faster. So I just like him a lot. He's just one of those units that I use very frequently. But Artemis really is the MVP of this team. Completely and wholly. And it is worth noting that even Alan, for as much as I like him, is not level 90. He probably should be, but for how I use him, I haven't gotten value enough out of him to justify the level 90 grind. Because remember, it takes as many items to get a unit all the way up to level 80 as it does to go from 80 to 90. So everything you do from level 0 to level 80, you have to do it all over again for level 90. And then to get to level 100, it's like even more. It's insane. So if you're talking the 90 grind, that's a toughie. Now, that is Otaro. Let's talk about Ryu. I think Ryu is a fantastic candidate for level 90 with a couple of caveats. I like her. I use her a lot. She probably should be level 90 on my team. But let me explain this very thoroughly because I know some people are going to flame me for this in the comments. I'm going to get eaten alive for this in the comments. For your purposes and your purposes alone, as a new player, if the only Festas you have are Ryu and Otaro, I would wait. And let me explain. Now, First of all, before I get taken out here, because I know the comment section is about to go wild, she is an awesome unit. Fan-freaking-tastic unit. In fact, one of the rare ones on my team that I would definitely take to level 90 without any question. But on my team, and I know how she works on my team, I know how she plays on my team, she is awesome. However, being a defensive unit, most tanks don't really need to be super high level unless you are grinding really, really, really high levels in Battle Arena. And even then, sometimes it's better to put that into adventurers. And as we've already discussed, Otaro's not really a great fit for that. He's good, but he takes a while to build up. Now, if you can make him fast, he will build up a little bit faster, but he's got to survive. And this guy does not have a lot of survivability. His vitality score ain't great. Let's be fair here. Dude, every time I've tried to use him in Battle Arena, in MSS, anything like that, he gets wiped out moments. So I just don't think he's a solid fit. So, while on my team, Ryu would be a fantastic candidate for level 90, let me make a better recommendation. It's actually what I recommended in the comments. If you're a new player, and you've got a tank at level 80, you've maybe got, a couple of attackers, you've got a couple Festas, but you don't have like a rock solid, like top tier, A tier Festa unit. I think we did we did some tier lists a little while ago on Festas, and that would be a great, in my personal opinion, kind of like who should you upgrade first. Now, let me also explain. If you have not finished the lead grind, do that first. Get yourself a good raid group, and then go ham. Like, get you some guys that even if you can't fight it, absolutely could take you to the next level. Because he's a free level 100. Completely free, 5-star, level 100. All you got to do is grind for it. It takes a while, but if you've been at this game for a decent amount of time and you have the dupes, I do him as a level 100 and use him as your main attacker. He's going to work even better than Otaro, in my opinion. His vitality is higher. His overall output isn't quite on the same level, but you can get him to like mine's at level 90 chilling. It took so many resources to get him to level 90. With all the resources I have here, I couldn't get him to level 91. So he's going to be at level 90 for me for a while just because I don't, I mostly use him for like Uncharted Battlefield and things like that. I would use lead as your level 100 before I went to level 100 with anybody else. And let me kind of explain why. I know I've kind of danced around this. Here's the big thing, and it's what I mentioned in the comments on this video, or on that video. We are on the cusp of second anniversary. We know there's a brand new event coming in about 2 months. And I know 2 months sounds like forever away, but if you're a free-to-play player, which I'm going to assume you are at this point, if you're a free-to-play player, you are better off saving your Silas, saving your Valis, saving all your currency and all your items to make the newest units level 90 or even level 100 if you can manage that. So we are going to get brand new units, brand new Festas. Second anniversary is guaranteed to have somebody in there that, I remember first anniversary brought this bell, and he has been next level. Anniversary and a half brought her, and she was even like a level above that. The fact that a year later you have in a gacha game a unit that is still extraordinarily relevant, mine even at 2 stars, is extremely relevant. I would honestly say save. Save for the next set of, Festas. Save for something else. Or worse, save for a Festa rerun where you can actually get Artemis. Or in my case, I've been chasing Freya. 100%. When those Festas come around, we will probably have some other Festas on that team. Save for that. Don't go crazy right now. The temptation is to do so, but get yourself some good level 80s. Tanks, even my Ryu is still very valid at level 80. Even like if you go down here to the general pool, my Otaro, who I threatened to go level 90 a long time ago, I never bothered to because he's just good at level 80, even with 3 stars. This guy is like my MSS go-to. I will 100% run circles around people for the whole match, and then when they hone in on the fact that I'm now like a credible threat and have 150 items, and they want to take me out, swap into Otaro, they can't touch me. Use your tanks for tank purposes. Don't try to make your tanks a DPS. And I honestly think your DPS should be your level 90s, your level 100s. That's my personal take. Now, as these become more prevalent, a year from now, obviously this news will be completely undone. We'll have to basically rediscuss this at some point later on down the road. But at the moment, I'd say save. That's my opinion. But let me know what you guys think in the comments, because I know some of you guys got really strong opinions about this. But number one, think of yourself as a new player with a handful of units, with only 2 Festas. Number 2, remember how many items it takes, and if you are a new player, how few items you're going to have at your disposal. Personal opinion, I think saving's a better idea. But, sound off, like, share, comment. See you guys on the next one.